Hi, I'm Jolise DeAngelis, and I'm here today to show you some beautiful rubber stamps by Quietfire Design. They are absolutely my most favorite, especially quote stamps. Lots of other options, all the accessories you'd need for rubber stamps. They do sell unmounted only, but you'll love them. You won't be able to resist them. So today what I'm going to do is we're going to have a project. By the way, welcome to my messy craft room. I was going to clean up for this, and then I thought, you know what? Every crafter has to have a place like this to work. Otherwise, it's not real crafting, right? So here's the card today that we're going to be making. It's actually a bookmark card. We're making it with all of Suzanne's stamps. Take out the bookmark, and there you are. So I'm going to be using a little bit different colored paper as we go with this, but you will love it. Okay, first I want to show you the stamps that I use from Suzanne. This is her Flourish stamps, which is absolutely beautiful. See if I can kind of point them out on the card. Here's the bookmark, and if you see, here's her beautiful Flourish stamp. And here's one of her crows from her crow plate. Look at that. That's got that same beautiful flourish on it. Got that stamp here. And then we have a tag stamp, which we're going to be using to make the beautiful flowers here that we have on the card. These flowers are actually made with this tag, so that'll be great. And then finally here on the bookmark, we also have the music on the bookmark. And then I have a final quote that's going to go on the front of the card. This is one of my favorite quotes. I use it all the time from Quietfire Design. The only true gift is a portion of yourself. It's just a beautiful, beautiful stamp. As you can tell, all of Quietfire Design stamps are really deeply etched. They're just beautiful. I have never found a mistake in any one of them. They're just absolutely fantastic quality. And then the quote itself is one of the quote marks. Friendship is a sheltering tree. Lots of other varieties of bookmarks in that particular set. And then finally a little flourished heart up here in the corner. And here's my finished bookmark. Got some little threads on there. Got that and got the back. And sometimes on the back I'll put my little tag that says handmade by, and I'll usually put a little Quietfire stamp on there so people know where the stamps came from. Then I had to make a pocket for my bookmark. Now since I have kind of consistently throughout this project, I have rounded corners on here. I have a couple rounded corners on my bookmark. So I wanted rounded corners on this also, which meant that I had to cut out the bookmark, which by the way, Suzanne has, when you order the quote marks, she includes a sheet that has a template for making the sleeve. Isn't that great? It's just fantastic. So that'll make it easier for you. And so I made it according to her directions, and I have my quote stamp. Now the reason why I haven't put it on the card yet is because I wanted to show you something that's really important when you make one of these quote stamps. Okay, I'm going to kind of figure out my positioning here. I'm going to put it diagonally on my card, go like this. Now, when you do this, when you get the bottom part of this, make sure so that your bookmark doesn't get hung up on this. Tape that down with regular Scotch tape. If you tape it down with just Scotch tape like that, it's not going to catch there. So it'll be much better for your bookmark if you can just kind of tape it from edge to edge as much as you can. And that way then, like I said, let's see, get the right tool here. And that way then you won't have to worry about your bookmark getting hung up on that little part of the bookmark. And then I just run my double-sided tape along either side of this. Whoopsie. And bring it up. And there we go. Here's my bookmark on the card. And now I'm going to show you how to make a medallion with Suzanne's wonderful Flourish tag stamp. Now, okay. So here's the tile, and I also colored a little bit over here simply because I get some white marks. Here, for instance, is one that I made, and you can see the white mark, original mistake. But here's one, see where I colored the edges, and then you don't see any white there. Okay, so when you start with it face up, and make sure you have your flourish here, this corner part of your flourish, on the bottom right corner. Okay, so take this right corner up and have it meet the top of that tile. And then you just fold it like that. Try to make sure that your corners are together well there. Kind of hard to see with my camera in my way here, but okay, go like that and fold it. And then you flip your tile over. And then you're going to bring this corner to that corner. So just bring that corner up and make sure all these sides are even along here and crease that. Okay, the next step, this would be step 5, would be to take this corner over to this corner with this point right here is the fulcrum. So you're going to go like that and you're going to put it over. Fold it like that. Now you need to do a squash fold, which is simply you stand this up, and if you kind of push down on it, it's just going to automatically, here I'll see if you can see, it's just going to kind of automatically squash down. And that's what you want to do. And just do that. Okay, so let's start again. Make sure this corner of your flourish is on the bottom right hand side when you have your tile turned up. You take this and you bring this side up. Let me see here if I can see what I'm doing here. Bring this side up to meet that corner there. Crease, and I'm going to flip my tile over. I have this corner meet that point right there. Tile. Okay, step number 5, bring this point over to this point using this center point as a little fulcrum point there. Bring that up and crease that. And then we're just going to stand up that last fold like that and kind of go like this, and it'll just squash right down. That's why it's called a squash fold. Isn't that nice? Okay, now I'm going to show you how to bring the tiles together to make the medallion. First I'm going to have my trusty little toothpick and a little spot of glue here, because I'm gonna glue as I go. It's a lot easier to deal with it that way. Okay, so I'm going to take a tile. I'm going to put a spot of glue right here on my tile, just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to take another tile, and let's see, I'm trying to do this so that my camera's focused on it, and I'm going to bring this underneath this with the edges of those squash folds lining up. Just going to leave just the tiniest of gaps between those squash folds there. Can you see? And do it down. So I'm going to do that all 8 times. And I know when you get, sometimes it's a little bit difficult when you get to the last tile. So I kind of try, and usually what I do, especially if it's a new medallion for me, oopsie, what I do a lot of times is that I will practice I will just take a practice sheet first, because to me it's just a lot easier to see if I'm going to be doing it right, what exactly my spacing needs to be, as well as obviously how the medallion's going to look when you're done. And that way also you can see, like I did several ways of folding this and joining this to make sure that I would have these Quietfire designs, these beautiful flourishes really showing up where they needed to be. Okay, now the trickiest part whenever you do a medallion is getting in that last fold. Okay, so I'm going to put a glue on this one, just like I did for the others. And now this is my last tile, so I'm going to put a bit of glue on this one. And then when I come through and I'm going to thread them through, I kind of bring this one, I kind of tile it in like this so that I can have the positioning just right. And then I put it in there, plop it in there. There we go. There's my medallion. It has a lot of fluff there too. It just looks like a really pretty flower when you get done. Okay, so then I kind of try and figure out, okay, where do I want these on my card? What would be the best position for them? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my quote on first, because I think as I put that quote on the card, I think that's going to kind of play into where I'm going to place the flowers. So I'm going to first tape this real quick. Just going to kind of angle that up just a little hair there. There we go. Whoopsie, my bookmark out of there. There we go, a little bit off the straight course there, and then I'll just kind of make a mark where I'm going to put my brad, and then I just make a little trusty little spot with my ceramic here, my ceramic craft knife. Just a little tiny spot in there, and then I'll just put my, oops, excuse me, my camera's not focusing too well on what I'm doing here. Put that right through. And there you go. There's my medallion on my card. And then let's see, where do I want the other one? I think the other one's good right there. And there you have it, our beautiful card with all of Quietfire Designs' most gorgeous, high quality stamps. You have a card, and whoever you send it to, your recipient, has a beautiful, beautiful bookmark to go along with it. Isn't that great? Thank you, Suzanne, who is the calligrapher for Quietfire Design, for all your lovely stamps and for the opportunity to show the world how great your work is.